What's up guys, I'm Brent with PrecisionLED.com, and here we have a 2019 Volkswagen Jetta we're going to be performing an LED interior light installation on. Now the 2019 is the 7th generation Jetta, so this installation will be compatible with all years 2018 plus. Today we're going to be installing on the front map, the rear dome, the vanity mirrors, and the trunk lights. Now this Jetta comes with stock LED reverse and license plate lights, so we're just going to be matching those up. Today we're going to be installing a PrecisionLED 360 style premium LED kit, which come with these 3 interior trim tools you'll see us using throughout the video. We have our fork-shaped wedge tool, our pointed wedge tool, and our serrated knife tool. Now we're going to start by installing on the front map lights. We're going to be using the fork portion of our fork-shaped wedge tool in order to gain access to the bulbs here. To gain access, we're actually going to have to remove this entire front plate here, but it is really simple. There are just a few clips in each corner that are holding the plate into place. So we're just going to take the fork portion of the tool and we're just going to be prying in. We're going to start from this passenger side corner. You just want to take the tool, wedge in there, and then just pry outward. Just work your way down until the clips come loose. And now that we have the rear portion of the plate all loosened up, we can start working on the opposite side here. So just do the exact same thing, wedge the tool in there, and then just pry outward. Just like so. And now we have access to the bulbs here. And now that we have access to the halogen bulb, you can just reach in and remove it. If the light was on previously, it can be pretty hot, in which case we would advise just to remove it with a rag. And here we have the LED. Now these LEDs, they're non-polarity specific, so you can pop them in any orientation and they'll work perfectly fine, as you can see there. And so now we can just reinstall the front face here. You just want to make sure to line up these buttons accordingly with the appropriate holes here. And so we'll just go ahead, put that in place. Just want to line up all these tabs as well. And then once everything is lined up and it's wedged in there a little bit, just apply some pressure in order to lock the tabs into place. Now we'll be installing on the rear dome light. We're going to be using the flat portion of our serrated knife tool in order to gain access to the halogen bulbs here. Now we're going to take that flat portion of the tool, we're going to be prying in between this central portion of the lens here, in between the lens and the fixture right here on the outside, and we're just going to be prying inside of one corner, just like so. And once you're wedged in there, just go ahead, pry outward, and you'll create some separation. Just work your way down until that tab comes loose, just like so. You can also twist the tool in order to create more separation. Okay, and now we have access to the halogen bulbs here, but these bulbs, they really are wedged in there, so it may be difficult just to remove them with your hands. A tip in order to remove the bulbs easier is just to take a small piece of tape like so. Just go ahead, create like a U shape here, wrap it around the halogen bulb, just like so. And then you just want to take the tail end of the tape here and then just pull that to yank the bulb out. And so here we have the LED that we'll be installing, so we'll just pop that in. And once again, these bulbs, they're non-polarity specific, so you can pop them in any orientation and they should come on. So now we can just reinstall the lens here. You're just going to want to make note to reinstall these 2 additional tabs here towards the rear of the lens. You're going to want to line those up towards the trunk of the vehicle, just like so. And the rest of the tabs just fall into place. Then just apply a little bit of pressure until the rest of the clips snap into place. Now we're installing on the vanity mirror lights. Now we're going to be using the fork portion of our fork-shaped wedge tool to gain access to the halogen bulb here. there's just one tab that's holding this lens into place, which is right here towards the outside of the vehicle. So we're just going to be prying directly in between the fork portion of the fork-shaped wedge tool, just like so. And we're going to be prying that tab downward, and the tab that I'm referencing is this one just right here. We're just prying this downward and the entire lens releases. And now we can just use our pointed wedge tool and just pry from underneath the bulb, just like so, just to release the bulb. And so here we have our LED that we'll be installing, so we'll just pop that in. Now you first just want to install on the stationary side, which is this side right here towards the center of the vehicle. And once that's in place, you just want to apply some pressure on the opposite tab until it locks into place. And now we can just install the lens here. You're first just going to want to line up this power cable here towards the center of the vehicle, just like so. Once that's in place, let's just apply some pressure on this tab until it locks into place. Now we're installing on the trunk light. So we're going to be using our pointed wedge tool in order to get to the halogen bulb now. Now there's a small groove where you can pry the tool in order to loosen up this lens here. So you just want to take the tool and just push it right inside of that groove, and the lens casing should come loose fairly easily. And as you can see, we now have access to the halogen bulb here. Now this bulb, it is pretty warm, so we're just going to be using a cloth here, and then we're going to use that just to pry the bulb outward. Now there are small grooves that are holding the bulb into place, so you can actually just remove the bulb one way. So we're just going to come in from the opposite direction here, and then just pry downward until the bulb comes loose. And so here we have our premium 5730 style LED, so we'll just pop that in. Again, it only goes in one way, but it's pretty apparent which direction. Okay, and now before reinstalling the casing here, you're just going to want to be sure that these LED boards here are facing downwards, so towards the face portion of this lens here. So we'll just go ahead and maneuver that. And everything looks good, so now we can just pop the casing back into the fixture.
And that's the end of the installation. If you have any questions or concerns, please email us at help@precisionled.com, or you can reach us online and submit a support ticket at www.precisionled.com/contact. Now, like we said before, please like or subscribe if you enjoyed the video or enjoyed the process for what we do. It really does help us out when we make the next one, knowing that there's people out there watching the videos. Have a good one.